Hello everybody, welcome to another exciting episode of the Save Slot 3 Gamescast. I am your host, EOF Gizmo, joined by Massive Das.
Everyone.
And Xbox.
Pengi's live from Bahamas this week, Dave.
He's live from Sandals, Jamaica. Paradise place on earth. And of course that voice is Mr. Xbox Live, CW Lanky.
Hey Dave.
Boys, we're back for another week. I'm dying a little bit of the old Arabic plague at the moment, so if I start to cough or just pass out, don't worry, I'll be alright. But before we get to my untimely death, let's get to the Pengles news desk. Time for some news.
We have 13 items.
An actual Pengles dozen.
It is that. And number one, PlayStation is ceasing physical games from January 2028. Davey.
Yeah. That's a decision they've made, Pengi.
Yep.
The internet has reacted well to it, Pengi.
Yeah, the Brazilian government are even getting involved now, Davey. So, there we go.
Craig, if you
I wouldn't place much faith in the Brazilian government, Pengi.
No,
if that's what you think is going to save you, mate, I think there's corruption there, mate.
Yeah, I don't think the Brazilian government's just...
I don't think the Brazilian people would have too much faith in their government, let alone you, buddy.
I know.
They've all got a great first touch, though. That's the thing.
Yeah. Yes.
Right, Peggy. Well, let's talk about physical things. Obviously, you're the most invested into this. I can see from your notes, PlayStation have got 85% digital already, 91% on Xbox, 100% on PC. I mean, I reckon that's not true. I reckon it's like 99.9%. There must be a disc sold a floppy disk sold per year. And then 50-50 on Nintendo, because
I think nearly they're all coded in boxes and stuff like that. Even like the farming simulators and stuff like that. I think they're all coded in boxes.
I'm gonna release a game on CD-ROM just to prove this wrong, Gregor.
Yeah. But anyway,
Pengi will buy it because it's physical.
Yeah.
He can play it and sell it when he puts it in his PC, right?
I don't have a disc drive on a PC.
Oh God!
And then Nintendo is 50-50 because Nintendo does theirs by revenue, not by units sold, like the others. So
there we go.
So
PlayStation
Sounds like money laundering to me.
No, so PlayStation and count with the 80.
Sounds like the dodgy takeaway, the Albanian bombers to me. But
what I was gonna say is, so PlayStation.
Are they paying tax on that 50-50, Pengi?
I don't know. It's Nintendo, so I would think so. I would think so. But I was going to explain, Craig. So PlayStation and Xbox include your Fortnites, your microtransactions, your jumping burgers and stuff in obviously that 85%. Obviously none of that has a physical. Where Nintendo has gone, Dave's bought a £50 game. That is the sequel of five $51 games on the eShop. That's Nintendo's how they're doing it. So their revenue is the same because obviously they're selling physical games at like £50 each or whatever, and obviously you got all the cheap stuff on the eShop and that. So that's the thing there. That's the difference. How there's different numbers. Because I was thinking there's a lot of slop, isn't there? And it's like some of this still got to sell for like a couple of quid and stuff like that. But yeah, that's how Nintendo does their numbers. It's about money on Nintendo's numbers, not downloads and stuff.
Well, that's enough about Nintendo, Pengi. How does Chris Pengelly feel about PlayStation ceasing production on physical media in January 2028?
It's not good, Craig. It's not good. For numerous reasons.
You should elaborate on those reasons, Pengi.
Well, you could go to item number 2 on the news, for the PS3 and the Vita store are closing. So that is... Obviously, games are going now offline. Obviously, the same happened to the 3DS, DS, PSP, 360, and stuff like that. So, if they go digital only, what is stopping PlayStation suddenly in 2039 turning off the PS6, for instance, and then all those digital games are gone, Craig? So that's like number 1. And obviously, you're only buying a license, and we've also seen number 3, PlayStation have pulled 500 movies off PSN because the license is gone. And no refunds or anything like that. You paid for that license. The movie's gone because the license thing expired. That's it. That movie is no longer in your your PSN library and stuff like that. So if you look at like Stadia when that closed, Google gave us all refunds, for instance, of the licenses for that. So that's a lot of bad things there, for instance.
Yeah, that one's particularly shitty because I didn't realise until I read into it that even if you've got it downloaded, it just won't work.
Yeah, well, it just won't work.
Which is like, so when Xbox got rid of theirs,
you're
you could
buying
just
a
keep
license, so that's it. You don't actually own anything,
Yeah.
Dave.
So
that's
Terminator
the thing
2,
to
Craig,
ownership.
if you bought it on PlayStation, it's gone. You can't, even if you've got it downloaded, you cannot use it.
Yeah.
How crazy. That is actually crazy, to be fair. That is actually quite scummy. Because I know when Xbox got rid of their film and video, if it was on the console, it was fine. Like, you could still download it and play it on their, like, Windows media player or whatever.
Yeah. That's the other one. The next one, obviously, PlayStation is obviously going to be locked to PSN. So you've obviously got no choice, which is obviously different to PC. So if Resident Evil 10 comes out, and it's obviously on, you think it'd be cross-buy, comes out in 2028 because it's Capcom, they put out a game every year, comes out in 2028, it's cross-gens on PS5, PS6, whatever. You are also then locked to PSN, so if it's 70 quid, that is the only place you got to buy it. At least on PC, it's like, okay, I can buy it on Steam, I can buy it on Epic, I can buy it on Xbox. Epic is cheaper. I've got choices where I go. Obviously, there's lots of sites that say keys and stuff like that as well. So there's obviously the choice aspect, which is lost on PlayStation after 2028 as well.
It's true. So,
Can I play devil's advocate here for a second?
go on.
Yes.
Okay.
How many movies do you own on PSN, Pengi?
0. But how many games?
How many
do I own?
PlayStation 3 Vita games have you bought this year?
Oh, digitally?
Yeah.
0.
Okay, carry on.
I've actually bought like
But-
4 PS3 games this year digitally, for the record.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was more like, okay, that's happened, but it could happen again.
I
Like I'm saying,
I
you
think
could
I know what
switch
the
off.
point Craig was trying to make is like in 15 years are you going to care? I think is probably the point Craig. was
Yeah,
trying to
that is exactly the point I'm going to care. In 20 years' time, 15, 20 years, are we going to care that we can't buy PS4 or 5 games?
I don't know. That is the thing, but obviously that is.
Because I don't think I will.
That's a
Because I don't care. I don't care that I can't buy PS3 and Vita games right now.
No.
I'm quite happy to say that. So I don't think I'll care.
I think
No.
if I'm going to be another devil's advocate, maybe an angel's advocate, I think the biggest to sit in between you both. I think the biggest problem, the comparison we say with PS3 and Vita, if you woke up again, you're a terrible example, Craig, but if you woke up one morning, you know what, I wanted to play, I don't fucking know, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 that you liked playing as a kid on PS3. Oh, I want to buy that. You can't. Well, on PS3, you can go out and get a pre-owned disc, right? And you could play it on a pre-owned PS3. If you wanted to do it, you could do it. Not saying you would, but if you wanted to, you could. I suppose the difference with PS6 is you can't. No, and again, I'm playing devil's advocate.
I'll carry on playing
but I'm
devil's
like-
advocate here. And again, I don't really have too much of a dog in this fight, but like, we're coming up with a lot of hypothetical situations here to get upset about. Right?
Yeah, I'm saying the problem. I'm
Yeah?
upset up because obviously the lack of ownership and the lack of choice are the two. Big
Yeah.
ones. Lack of
Oh, yeah, I get that completely.
Because lack of choice, you are locked into PSN. Where if you take the rumors of Project Helix, for instance, where they're like you could access other stores, for instance. So if Resident Evil, like I said, 10, for instance, because like I said, Capcom, so that's why I'm going to use that example. Oh, it's 70 quid on Xbox, but it's only 60 quid on Steam. I have a choice to go buy it on Steam, where PlayStation I am locked into their system. And that obviously 70 quid I think is also a lot of money. You can buy games cheaper physical. For instance, I bought 007 First Light for £43. That's it's a £17 difference to 60 quid on PSN. That's a big difference. And I think 007 First Light is also a good example. If I paid 60 quid for that game digitally, played my 20 hours, got my platinum, I think I would have been disappointed with spending 60 quid on that game. But I paid 43 for it. It was fine for that. Alan Wake 2, I always use the example because remember that was going to be digital only. They had it a little bit cheaper. I think it was it $49.99? I think when it comes to Xbox, I didn't like Alan Wake 2. That is 50 quid. gone. If I bought Alan Wake 2 physical, didn't like it, I could also sell it, lend it to you, Craig. For instance, a lot of things are like that, which is also gone as well.
Yeah, I do think the price is going to be interesting. I do think the things like the Pragmatas of this world and the Expedition 33s, this is where those sort of games I feel really could benefit, because obviously they released both like 45, 50, was it, right?
Yeah.
And I think like when you're in this like physical digital only world, suddenly games like that I think are going to benefit massively when you are, you're flicking through the store and you're clicking on Pragmata and you're seeing 50, and then you're clicking on, I don't know, Resident Evil and Sarah, you're seeing 70, and suddenly that, you're like, well, why is that £20 cheaper? Because they're both great games, right?
Yeah, but the problem is that they're digital only. I use, again, Saros. Saros is a good one. Like, I bought that on PlayStation. 60 quid still physical, but 70 quid like that. I would not have bought Saros if it didn't have a physical, because it's a roguelike. I'm like, it's a roguelike, I'm not keen on those games. I'm definitely not going to spend 70 quid on this. And it's like, use Pragmata. It's like, it's Capcom. I know Capcom are good. There's a new IP. Am I going to risk 50 quid on that? Or do I spend 70 quid on Resident Evil instead? Because I know Resident Evil is Resident Evil and good. I know what I'm getting for my money. So I also think, does it hurt smaller and new IPs and stuff? Because, for instance, my point of view, risking 50, 60, 70 quid on the game, I don't know what it is. Like, Saros I really liked it, but if you go, it's a roguelike, that's a bit iffy. Or Onimusha, for instance, it looks a bit soulsy. Would you buy Onimusha digital, Craig, because it looks a bit soulsy and you're not keen on Souls?
Yeah, I completely get what you're saying. I also think that's also where these companies are going to have to learn that releasing Saros £70 was a mistake to start with, let's be honest, because I think they've come out and said that it's not sold how they wanted it to, right?
No.
So you're like, well, okay, you might not get to play it, but then, that's the market deciding, and they've put the game too expensive, haven't they? Do you know what I mean? I don't know. I come from more like, obviously I play less, I guess, games. So like, again, I have a bit more of the, I don't have to play everything. So if it is like, okay, I'm not playing Saros because it's 70 quid, that's fine by me. That's a choice I've made. And if there's enough Craigs in this world and we make that choice, then they've priced that game wrong, and they're the ones that are going to pay the price for it.
Yeah,
but yeah, I do get what you're saying with the price, 100%.
I think it's difficult because so let's use Craig as the example, right? Because obviously he's the best of us. How many games have you physically bought this year and then physically sold when you're done with them? Would you say?
Oh, I don't know.
If you were to put just a quick thought in your head, is it 10? Reckon you bought 10 games and then sold them across all platforms this year?
This year?
Yeah, because you don't buy many digital games, I would say. You use Game Pass, right?
No.
So, like, if you other than Game Pass, there's all of your Switch 2 games, because you only buy them physically. You've played quite a few Switch 2 games, I think.
How many have I sold this year? I'm actually trying to get the right answer. I don't think it's going to be anywhere near 10. I don't even think it would be anywhere near 5. To be honest with you.
I think you sold Silent Hill and Pragmata. I think those two. I think you sold.
Did you buy and sell Hyrule Warriors, or have you still got it?
No, I still own it.
Oh, really? Interesting. But you still bought it physically, I suppose, is the point I'm making.
Yeah. No, I don't tend to sell the Switch games. I have a little budding Switch collection going on here, Dave.
Oh, that'd be worth.
Nice.
You'd be worth a fortune. Yeah, because that's kind of my devil's advocate thing with the physical. For me personally, I'm too indecisive to buy digital games. Because if I buy...
That's what I'm sort of...
That's my issue with it. It's like I want a choice if I don't like it to sell it. It just means I'll buy less. That's the truth, isn't it?
That's also the other good thing with Steam. You have the 2-hour
you get 2 hour refund,
and obviously PlayStation doesn't have that, for instance. Again, that's a hard one because I say 2 hours. 2 hours sounds quite a bit, and it depends on the game. So like Resident Evil Requiem's like 10 hours to do the story. 2 hours is quite a bit. But 2 hours in Metaphor ReFantasio is nothing at all,
But no, the demos the demo's like 6 hours, isn't it?
Yeah, so I don't know if you have more demos and stuff.
I just don't think they needed to do it yet, and this is my thing, because obviously the hardcore of the hardcore, the Chris Pengelis, are the people that buy the digital. 15% of physical games, it's still a lot of games, right?
Mm.
What I don't
Well,
know.
if you even use the simple math, there's 100 million PS5, and 15%, all 15% of that buy physical. That's 15 million customers
Yeah.
still, you know.
Yeah, because
That's quite a bit.
my point is, I don't know why they haven't just done what Nintendo have done and just make the physical games £10 more expensive. If you buy all your Nintendo games digitally, their RRP are all, I think every single one is £8 to £10 cheaper. So
Yeah.
what? Mario Kart's example you guys always use, right? It's $75.99 to buy it physically. The digital is $66.99. Like if they just gone right, oh, we're going to keep the disc drive in for another one, but what we're going to do, we want to make less because it costs too much to make. But if you want to buy the disc, it's going to be 80. Put your money where your mouth is. If you want the disc, you buy the disc. Then I think that would have made sense. But PR-wise, this has been catastrophic for them. They also have probably
I
the
think
worst
they
digital
had.
thing.
I actually think they had to announce it now and do
They
this
had
now
to announce it
because
before the
I
console,
think
didn't they?
they would have decided a long time ago that the PS6 was going to be all digital.
Yeah, of course.
And
I think
just getting
like
used to it.
Yeah, I think we've spoke about this on the podcast before. I've said for ages that I think that the next gen both all digital.
Yeah.
There's never a doubt in my mind that that's what it would be. But they didn't want to. You didn't want to announce the PlayStation 6, have that big moment, and then at that moment go, "Oh, this is where we're going to be with digital." All anyone would have talked about. Well, that's all the. Our echo chamber would have talked about.
They're kind of funny.
That's all.
Like that.
Yeah, the games media. That's because the normal people, they don't give a shit.
No, they.
I was literally in the canteen, as I said to you boys the other day. Listening to there's people behind me talking about gaming, and they were saying how like all of theirs digital. They haven't bought a physical game in ages.
Yeah.
And there's like 4 of them there.
Yeah.
So like in our echo chamber.
Yeah.
That's all that would have been if they had announced this with the PS6 announced that this is what was going to happen. So I almost feel they have to announce it. They have to get ahead of it. So that everyone has their meltdown. They would have known this was coming. They would have known all these. Everyone would have been, throwing themselves on the floor and failing. And I guess their hope is that like everyone gets over it and then.
And then they can complain about the price.
Yeah, and then they can move on, and then whenever they've announced this piece of PlayStation 6, you can focus more on the actual tech and the hardware of it.
Yeah.
I guess that's why they've done it
I guess
now.
that was the hope. I think it's still going to be a problem because I just think people are going to turn around and go, £900 and you can't even put a disc in it. That, but I think it was going to happen. I don't know. I think it's a perfect storm of terrible because when they made that decision 2 years ago, they probably didn't think that the console was going to cost what it's going to cost, right?
Yeah.
I think that's the thing. And again, for me, does Xbox do the funniest thing of all time and go, fuck it, we're putting a disc drive on Helix because it would be funny. I could just see Asher and Matt Booty doing the how to lend an Xbox game video. That'd be peak, wouldn't it? But yeah, but it's funny because I just don't know in actual practice what it's going to shake out for us three as differences. Obviously, for Pengi, it's a massive change. For me and Craig, I just don't know because I mean, physically, I really only buy Nintendo games, and that's been the case for a while. So I don't really think it's going to affect me a whole lot, to be honest. And like Craig said, most of his physicals are Switch 2 as well. So,
Yeah. So I did look. I've sold 4 games this year, and I think for a combined maybe £75-80 having a look.
Nice.
Which I mean, don't get me wrong. Like this is going to change me on PlayStation because God, yeah, I'm gonna have to, like Pengi said, I'm not gonna pay £70 for maybe something like a 007 First Light or something like that.
Yeah, First Light and the Saros. I looked at what I've played this year. Those two both stand out. Like,
would you have bought Wolverine for a 70? Because I wouldn't have. No way. I'd have waited.
I don't know. Maybe, possibly.
I would have chucked it on a wish list and waited for a sale. That's what I would have done.
Yeah, possibly. Or even just wait, give it time and let it come to their service and play it then.
Yeah. That's what I mean. It's that waiting game.
There's other options, isn't there? I think a lot of it does boil down. Again, this is our echo chamber where in our echo chamber we feel like right, we've got to play it there day one. We've got to be part of the conversation. We've got to, it's got to be day one. If it's 2 years later, that's too late. Again, well, I guess a lot of the kind of the normal people, maybe not so much, but
yeah. But then I think normal people do because obviously, like, Spider-Man 2, for instance, or the 20 million sales. I think not there isn't enough me and use and that to sell that, and obviously all these games are 70 quid RRP, and obviously GTA's like obviously it's GTA is like there's rumors like 39 million pre-ordered already or something like crazy like that, and obviously that is GTA, but I don't know. I'm always shocked how these games do, and obviously the digital number, like I said, with Xbox, for instance, 91%, and obviously PC 100%, and you see, I know it's 50 quid, Assassin's Creed Black Flag on Steam is like the best launch ever. And it's like, to me, 50, 70 quid is a lot of money, but people seem to do it. So.
But they only play 3 games a year, right? It's like, I've got so many of my normies were so excited when I told them yesterday that Black Ops 1 and 2 were on PS5. Just got shadow dropped. I think they're half price at the moment. They're like 15 quid to buy Black Ops 1 and 2 just in 1080p. And they were like, fuck yeah, I'm going to buy that game. But they buy, when I asked one of the boys at work, what are you looking forward to this year? So I've got GTA pre-ordered and I'll buy COD. He's like, I'll probably get EAFC, but not that fussed on. It's like, well, I think another interesting aspect, I know this is just going to be like a 4-hour podcast. My interesting aspect is what they do with retail, because I think for normals, retail is really important to a point. Obviously, you'll know from where you work, it's much smaller than it's ever been. But I do wonder, sort of the average Christmas period, do people walk in? Is there only going to be a Nintendo section now? Right?
Well, you say that, obviously, I went out at, yesterday, and then I've seen in like loads of shops like pre-ordered. It's like they got a big sign in like the school paper flip chart thing of like pre-order GTA, and then like even in Currys they had someone handwritten like on the top code in the box. I guess also tell normies and stuff like that. So mum buying the game for little Timmy that shouldn't have it, for instance, like maybe that PS5 isn't online, for instance, because I don't know thing, and then obviously it's a code in the code box
at this point.
Yeah, I think that's a.
If you can spend £500 on a console, you've got internet, haven't you, at this point?
Yeah, but I guess that's also that's using an example over here. But I know that is a problem. Obviously, in other countries, internet's bad, and I remember Sean Layden saying how like PlayStation does really well on like the US Army bases, and weirdly like. You think online would be good, but they don't. It depends where they are and stuff. Online isn't a thing, for instance. But I was just thinking, like you're saying, Christmas and stuff. Like Graham buys the game, and it's like, I can't use this code or something, or whatever. Just the weird thing. And then it's like, would it be a code in a box like GTA, or will they just make cardboard like gift card things that you can buy? And then obviously this does affect retail, like you said. Like games pretty much dead anyway over here, but obviously in the States, like GameStop is obviously still a thing. It's like what happens to them? Obviously the production line now making lasers or something, so obviously they're still in a job. And obviously you got all the things like limited run, I am 8-bit. They're obviously all saying they're trying to do Prince's thing, and obviously talking about Nintendo a lot. So it'd be interesting, like what all happens to them and stuff as well.
Yeah.
I guess, so the question for me now, boys, because I don't care about little Jimmy. We're talking about
Big Jimmy.
Little Jimmy down the road.
Yeah.
All these people on these military bases.
Yeah.
Right, us 3 boys, does this actually affect us? Like, does this affect our buying decisions for this console that's not even been announced yet?
I think it probably does. To be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause I think you're right. I think we always knew it was going to be the case, but it's when someone says it, right? It becomes real. So it's the same with the price. There's a
you knew Nam was dying, but when she died, it's it's still sad, isn't it?
It very much is, cricket. But it's one of those things where you look at it and you think, well, I know that the PS6 is going to be 800 quid. In the back of my mind, though, because until I see it, it could still be 600 quid. So it's like...
You're still in denial,
well, because it's never been done, right? Like, the Pro is £699, Pengi? What you paid for it?
Yeah.
So, like...
Yeah.
That seems... It's like the Steam machine's a great example. We knew it was going to be expensive, and yet we were all fucking shocked when it was expensive, right?
Mm-hmm.
We all went, fucking hell, 900 quid without a controller? You're taking the piss. But, like... That's what I mean. It's like and I've said on the podcast, I'm in no need for a next gen console. I'm not. I don't think there's anything wrong with PS5 and Series X right now. The Switch 2 came out last year, so that's fine. That's that's from a Nintendo game. So I personally am like, well, if it's gonna be 900 quid, I know that all the games are gonna have to be £70. You've probably got 3 or 4 years of every game being a PS5 game as well, apart from one maybe, right, a year. They already only make 2 games a year anyway, you know what I mean? So I'm like, for me personally, it probably just... I was 90% not going to get it, Craig, out, and now I'm 100% probably, right? My bigger question is really you, Craig, because you're less obsessive and impulsive as me and Chris. And you do always buy one console on day one, right? I think you always have, since I've known you, just the One X, the Series X, whatever. Does this, if both of the consoles were completely digital and, let's say, more than £800, does that change your day one or not?
I don't know. I think the focus on the digital part of it, I don't think that really changes it, to be honest with you, for me.
No, that's fair.
The price and all of that, I think there's so much hypothetical. We haven't even seen that, because they could show it and we could all just be looking at it going, well, I don't know, that's different to a Series X, couldn't we?
Yeah.
Which is, again, we're in so many hypotheticals, and we're going,
yeah,
we just well get little Timmy back out again. But yeah, I think for the digital, I'd already made peace with that, because I'd already just assumed that was what was going to happen.
Yeah.
For me.
And obviously, Pengi, we know that it's dashed all your dreams and all your hopes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Complete crash and burn, Pengi. Gone.
Yep.
All up in flames.
Yeah. So the bit where you're actually saying, Dave, is obviously it's going to be a lot of cross-gen for ages, because the 2 consoles are going to be expensive. People aren't going to want to, spend that money on them, and obviously games cost more and more money to make, so the game's got to be on everything. And you even see on PC, games now run at lower graphics settings and target the Steam Deck and all that, type of stuff. So the games, I think, are still going to come on PS5. So I've got my PS5. It's now February 2028. Resident Evil X comes out. And it's like, it's on everything. If that's a game I want to play, I just have to get it digital there, or obviously more likely go into PC, because I have the more choices and I could try to find it a bit cheaper. And it's, at the moment, if I had to buy one of the 2 new consoles, I would most probably go for Helix, because I've got all the other store options. I have Game Pass as well of subscriptions, so I don't have to go buy Halo 2 remake for 70 quid. I can play it on Game Pass. Resident Evil X comes out, I can go buy it off Epic because it's 50 quid there instead of 70 on thing. So I think, about the 2 consoles, I'm more likely to go to Helix, both being all digital, and buy the odd PlayStation exclusives on the PS5, because Spider-Man 3 is still on PS5 because it costs 500 million to make or something. And then once, I guess, it does dry up, I'll keep my PS5 because obviously physical, see what exclusive there is and that, but with 2 a year and stuff like that, I think it'd take a while for me to crack on the PS6 out of the 2 of them.
There we go. You heard it here first, Craig. Xbox wins.
And obviously, I have a PC. Instead of spending £8,000 on the Xbox or the thing, I could go spend 800 quid on a new graphics card.
Exactly. I'd pay money to watch you fit a graphics card, Pengi.
I could go buy a new graphics card that's so my PC's then better. It's digital only like those 2. I still got Game Pass like those 2, not those 2, like the Helix and stuff like that. So that's special thing. And obviously Nintendo's still physical, even in 2028. The Switch 2 is only going to be 3 years old. Why I'm saying everything's especially going to come to everything, because obviously the power and things like that. I guess my one worry, I use Sega as the best example. It's like they already skip Xbox physical, like the Accusers and stuff like that. They're not going to have to make a physical on PlayStation. They don't make a physical on PC. Will they bother making a physical on Nintendo? It's 1 out of 4. We don't make a physical on 3 systems already. What's the point? It's digital only. Yakuza 10 on Twitch 2 because we can't be bothered. for instance, Sega.
Oh, I think
Yeah,
they'll stick around on that Nintendo.
Yeah, I
Nintendo
mean, it
solves
could be
a lot.
like a trickle down thing, right? Where it just
Yeah.
just does just completely change everything. For
That's like I was saying, I could use that to say you're like, yeah, we can't be bothered. But then you've got like, like I said, the Iron 8 bits and stuff like that. Yeah, we're gonna be bringing out as many Switch 2 physicals as we can because people love physicals. So I can see a lot of like mixtapes and stuff getting physical releases on Switch 2 because that's sell and they can make money from there. So yeah.
Yeah, Nintendo makes so much money from physical still that I think it'll be for a while. In most
Yeah,
I think it's in most
Nintendo
companies
obviously
and-
still. Nintendo obviously all their still be put out. I was just like I said, thinking third parties.
Oh,
Whatever.
I'd
It's
be
digital and
interested.
everything else.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see.
Yeah.
I think
Because like I said, Sega's already stopped doing some on Xbox, for instance. So I was like, what would be stopping them? Or even Square, like Final Fantasy Resonance is digital only on Xbox. There's no physical on Xbox, so Square don't have to do one on PlayStation or PC. It's like, will Square bother to do one on, Switch 2, for instance? And knowing Square, they most really wouldn't because they're Square and weird and they do stuff like that.
Yeah, maybe right, but yeah.
Yeah.
Lovely. Well, we'll move on to the next bit of good news, Craigo.
Yep.
Pengles, you'll take it away. Mass layoffs
yeah.
again.
Mass layoff at Xbox. For over 3,200 employees are gone. Craigie.
Oh, they're going. Half are gone.
Going. Half are gone now and half are there. So you're going to be there in your job. Apparently Blizzard have been like, we're going to get back to you. So you could be there working, designing a level for Overwatch 2, and in 2 months' time you'll be gone. You don't know, Craig. Don't know.
I think Craig's died.
Craig's died.
We've laid off Craig.
We've laid off
yeah,
Craig.
Craig's redundant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
And
yeah,
Craig. What I was going to say, 5 studios have been let go as well.
Yeah, I feel that's the more important. That's the more
four-
interesting thing, isn't it?
4 and a 5th one. So Double Fine are now independent. Compulsion are now independent as well, so they're both independent. Ninja Fury's been sold and Undead Lamb's been sold. They can't disclose who they've been sold to until the summer, apparently. So those two have been sold. And
embrace a
Arcane
group. That's what we're hoping for.
Yes.
I thought they were getting rid of people and stuff anyway. And Arcane are currently going through consultation because of French labour laws, and they are not beholden to Xbox contracts. Undead Labs kind of said this, and with around State of Decay 3, it might not become the Game Pass now because they don't have to do that. So I guess their new owners could be like, yeah, we're not doing that. You got to charge 70 quid for it, and if it sells, it sells, sort of thing.
Thoughts, Craigo?
Yeah, I mean, I think we touched on it last week, right, about these studios and how they'd obviously spent a lot of money on these studios and it was costing a lot of money to keep these studios going. And if we are being honest here, boys, how much return have they got since they bought these studios?
Fuck all.
Very little to, in some points, actually zero, right? I think when there was the first rumors of some of these studios being either closed down or spun off or let go independent, I did see something on Twitter, and it was like it was combined of them. There's about 5 studios, and they put out, I think it was 8 games since 2017. Which is not a great look, is it, boys? And obviously, those numbers were being massively bolstered by the likes of Kiln and Bleeding Edge and Keeper, like smaller games like that. So when you're thinking there's 8 games, not necessarily big AAA games that move the needle, be memorable, right? And that is really poor output. Because I also saw the same person then put how many games did RGG put out at the same time, and it was something mental like 14 or something like that.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And we spoke a lot last week about how particularly in Japan or in Asia at the moment, we felt like the studios were being run as a business, but also they were focusing on putting out games that people want, But they are also a business, right, boys? We still got to make money to keep the lights on.
Yes.
And I think as much as I actually, when you look through these studios, they've made a lot of games over the last few years. I've really enjoyed, and I'm probably one of the few people who've played like pretty much most of them. But I think it's fair to say that these studios are not being run as sensible businesses, right? Because some of the decisions being made at some of these studios are absolutely mental. And some of the games they're making, it's insanity, some of it. Like, it really is crazy how they've just got away with. I mean, Undead Labs still hasn't put out a game, has it?
No.
That's mental. It's a business, and you still not put out a game. I get the whole. This is very bad. I need next. Played. Like I said, I've played pretty much all these games. I really like these studios. I played them on Game Pass. Been great. But you do have to take a step back, don't you? You have to stop your hissy fit. You have to stop throwing your toys out the pram and blaming everyone and blaming Daddy Phil and blaming these CEOs, Satya Nadella, whatever he's called, the Microsoft. You can blame capitalism and all that, but God, there's got to be some responsibilities for these studios, and you've just got to look at some of the games they're putting out or not putting out, and just go, what did we think was happening here? Did we just Asher came out and said things had to change, right? That was one of the things that she put out in her big town hall email that she sent to when she pre-opt all this. That things had to change. Xbox can't keep going on like this, right? We can't be sat here in 5 years' time saying Undead Labs haven't put out a game still. We can't be sat here going, Double Fine to put out Kiln 2. So it's brutal. I get that it sucks if you're like an Xbox diehard, but God, you do have to really take a step back and look at some of this and just go, what on earth these studios think was going on?
Yeah, it's just one of those things that I know we talked about it quite a lot last week. You can see that they were purchased for some sort of strategy, like Netflix-like strategy, where there was just content for the sake of content on Game Pass. A lot of shows.
I was going to say you can jump to number 8. Asher's even said Game Pass has not worked out.
No, I think it hasn't worked out in the way that they're doing it though. It's like Craig said, all these games that we're talking about from these studios, the ones that have put out just aren't. They just aren't the games that people want, and it's it really does tire me out when I watch some games media and they just think that these companies just have to pump in money for no reward all the time, and it's the certain ones that I know we all used to watch or have watched in the past will with the blue ass face say, well, the games like Starfield needed to be a 10 out of 10. That's like an 84 rated game. That's not good enough. A game like Keeper or South of Midnight that no one fucking played. Oh no, but that's the games they should be making. No one played them. They don't talk about them. They don't win the big awards. They don't. You know what I mean? There's no needle moved. The only games that Xbox have been successful with is Forza. Forza is the best high quality game they make all the time. Forza Horizon. And that's the model they need to do. It needs to be the games that people want to play. If you asked, I don't know a single person other than you two with an Xbox, if I went, oh, have you played Avowed, would know what I'm talking about. Be like, what the fuck is Avowed? Or what the fuck is Outer Worlds 2? Or what the fuck is, I don't know, Redfall? You know what I mean? These games just, they're not what people want to play. You can't with one hand say, oh, Xbox doesn't have enough exclusives, and then complain about them closing down the ones that you didn't play. So unfortunately, we're in this world now where you can't have 9,000 people at a studio, Craig, making a game about being a pot. You just can't do it. So and I'm glad that they've been able to keep their IP. I'm glad they've been able to go and keep doing what they're doing. That's great for them. And they work better as indie studios. Double Fine will make better games as an indie studio instead of a Game Pass studio because their next game will have to make them some money. So when Double Fine turned around and make a Psychonauts 3, Psychonauts 2 was great because they had to make money. you know what I mean? It got kickstarted and then they had to get a separate publisher to pay for it. So I think having this risk is actually good for the companies. It really is. And then if we go further down, and I know that Penguins has got stuff about that id have been completely ripped apart as well, and Obsidian are making a Fallout game. Well, like, yeah, they should be. The only sad bit of all this news for me is that they've got rid of id Tech, because the tech that the id Engine team make is unbelievable. And it is sad to me that we are going to lose that and everything's going to be Unreal, just from a developer point of view, because I think we'd all agree that Doom is an incredible game no matter what you play it on. Like, it's crazy how good Doom looks and runs. But if that's what they've got to do to make more games, and that's what they've got to do, it's strange, because I don't really see it as too doom and gloom. I hate to be that guy, I hate to be corporate Dave, but I kind of look at it and think, oh good, like Xbox is streamlining itself, like we're going to actually get some games from them. Like, Todd's not going to get 20 years, you know?
Id have, like, within the last hour, put out a statement on Twitter as well, basically saying that, well, while our studio is those changes were spread across teams, we still have the crew we need to build the games and tech we're known for. The team today is about the same size as we were when we were making Doom 2016. We have always had a flat studio where everyone is a maker, and we remain philosophy moving forward. So, you know, you again, this sounds brutal, and this sounds like Dave said, corporate that, but like, you know, we're saying that they've been destroyed and that they're going to be a port studio, they're going to be nothing now. But they are also coming out and saying, well, they're the same size as when they made Doom 2016, which was a big successful game that everyone that played liked, right?
Yeah.
So you do have to look and go, well, how much of it was blow? You know, again, it sucks people losing their job, but again, if that team was that size when it made Doom 2016, I guess the point there, it was to make themselves a little bit is, well, why can't they be that size when they're making their next game, right?
Yeah, and if you were to compare, let's because we compare to Japanese teams. If you compare it to Nintendo games don't cost £400 million to make, Radio. They don't. They 10 million, 20 million, 30 million. Their teams are small and efficient. Like by the sounds of it, this Doom 2016 team. Like, if they could make another Doom 2016 level game, I think we'd all be very excited. The rumours Quake, but that's and I'm sure that's going to come out, because it seems to be, with all these filings, all of the games they're working on are coming out. But yeah, again, I don't know. For me, I'm much more hopeful about Xbox's future from all of this than I think a lot of people would probably suggest. But what about you, Pengi? What's your thoughts on all of this?
So I was a little surprised Double Fine and Compilation managed to both go obviously independent, because like you said, like who played South of Midnight and stuff like that, like they got the money in the bank or whatever, to, you know, still, because even the independent, they then got to go pay their employees and stuff like that.
I would fear for like Compulsion, even at independent, I fear that they're shut down. They're not going to be able to, like, are they going to be able to make a game that's going to fund them? That would be
And then same with like Undead. So same with Undead Labs. Like, who's bought them because they haven't put out a game like, well, State of Decay 2, and they're actually not Undead Labs then. But let's go with that. At least Ninja Theory, we know they've put games out, and their games are normally pretty decent. So I can get away, you know, buying that. Obviously, Arcane's a weird one, because obviously that's like the big one here, and obviously doing Blade and stuff like that, you know, you think someone would want to buy them, obviously, getting Blade, how the Marvel games have done and stuff like that. So yeah, that's interesting. About Obsidian doing Fallout, it makes sense, but obviously I guess they're just starting that now, and obviously we know games take ages to make and stuff like that. So it's like, even they do it quickly, what's 3 years away or something like that, most probably.
Well, they made New Vegas in like 18 months. And you think, if I was to be cynical about this, I'd say, well, if you take the work done on Outer Worlds 2, you'd think a lot of those systems would carry over, Craig. Would that be fair to say? That they're Fallout-like?
Yeah, I think so.
And they have the creator of Fallout at the studio as well, by the way. He came back to the studio like last year.
Yeah, I think the Avowal thing, I mean, speaks a little bit to the point as well. Like, how on earth are they sat there in this business, for a studio, but they're a business, right? And they've released Avowed, and nobody played Avowed.
No.
I played it. I quite liked it. Nobody played Avowed. Nobody talked about Avowed. Nobody covered Avowed. There's no way Avowed made it anywhere near its return on what it would have cost. Have they then sat around? I know what's a good business decision. I know what's going to keep on the lights. Let's make Avowed 2. What are we doing here? This is, again, I guess they're just hoping that Xbox and Microsoft are just going to keep just funding this indefinitely and just keep, it's just, what are we doing here? Like, if I'm Asher and I'm coming into this completely in the cold, completely never being in the industry, not knowing who these studios are, not knowing these people, and you're sat on a Zoom call in some meeting and they're explaining to you that, oh yeah, we're going to be started making Avowed 2, my head would be slamming through by the nearest wall I could find. Like, what are we doing? Utter madness. Like, yeah, I mean, we spoke last year about how they should have had a Fallout game years ago to go alongside of the huge success of the TV show, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the fact that they had people sat around and starting to make Avowed 2, like, what are we doing here? What are we doing here, like, good boys? Madness.
I was just looking at it because I forgot. Avowed was digital only, wasn't it, when they released it?
Yeah.
They've got the Code in the Box Premium Edition is £30 on Currys right now. How interesting. I forgot. I was like, oh, did they sell it? The last of their Code in a Box ones. But yeah, so that's really the main Xbox news today. I'm so interested about the future. The next 100 days, I really am fascinated by what Xbox is gonna like. I'm really excited for their games at the moment though, which is really funny because I think it gets forgotten about. But like, I look at my my pre-installed Game Pass games on my Series S, and I go, oh yeah, we got Halo at the end of this month, then we got Beast and Reincarnation, and the new Plague Tale thing, and then like, oh yeah, there's Gears, and I'm like, oh, I'm actually buzzing for quite a lot of stuff coming out on Xbox this year. So Minecraft Dungeons 2, me and Craigo will get that 1,000, I promise you. That's what we do, Craigo, that's what we do. But right, Pengi, get back on with the news. Let's go, what are we on to? Number 10. Go to number 10, Pengi.
Number 7. Project Fantasy from IO Interactive they're feeling full control and ownership and the IP of it, and they will continue to develop and fund it themselves now instead of Xbox.
Did they ever announce this game? We saw anything of it, great Pengi?
No.
Let's move on to number 10.
Number 10. So, Onimusha is now coming September 4th.
Woohoo!
Hello Soft Switch 2 is moved from September to 8th of October.
Woohoo!
The Crew Motorfest is coming to Switch 2 in October. Ratatan is now being delayed to October, and Mortal Show 2 is coming out in August, so it avoids the September games. That one.
Onimusha early,
Craig,
boys. That's what we want. That's
yes.
that's what Craig wants.
Is that what Craig wants? Onimusha
I guess so. I don't know. I'll be honest with you. And we get to Tots, and I was looking at the release schedule. There's so much coming out. It's hard for me to sit here and say, "Oh, this is what I'm going to be playing on this day." To be honest with you,
You not got a calendar like Pengi?
no, it's a struggle. I don't.
Oh, are you talking about calendars? Steam now gives you a personalised
They
calendar.
literally do give you a personalised calendar for what you.
Yeah, and
wish
it's
list
got like
stuff as well.
it's like every day, and this is what games come out every day and stuff like that, and like games you can be interested in. Yes, Steam have a whole calendar now. It's great.
There we go.
Yeah.
PC Pengi. Yeah, I'm kind of
What
with you,
about
Craigo. I looked at for me, September is the month. The only game I've got pre-ordered that I want to play for sure is Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave, because it's been ages since they've brought one out and its price will not change. So I'll pick up Onimusha on Switch 2 at some point, much like I did with Pragmata, but I don't need to play it day one, like we talked about earlier. There's no, I'm sure the story will be something about Japan and Souls and stuff, right? So, and I can wait for reviews, but yeah, for me, of all of this stuff, it's cool that the Crew Motorfest is coming to Switch 2, but Nintendo really need to make some goddamn analog controller stuff for a Pro controller, because it is woeful trying to play racing games.
I can't believe that there isn't already analog. That's
yeah,
just
only the GameCube one they did.
wild.
Yeah, it's the digitals.
Absolutely wild.
So if you play Grid Legends on Switch 2, the recommended is you use the right stick because you can do.
Oh my god!
It's like it's so annoying because that port is immaculate, but it like the digital trigger, like it tries to like time it, but it's just off. It's really strange. It's really.
You
strange.
can actually use the GameCube controller.
Yeah, that's the one analog one that they officially sell.
Yeah.
That's again, but it's not a great controller for racing games other than that, to be honest with you. But yeah, it's cool. Ubisoft must be making some good money on Switch too. I would be very surprised if Black Flag didn't get a port announcement fairly soon as well.
Yeah, that would be neat. Sticking to Switch then. So Switch 1 will be stopped being sold in the EU and other countries like Saudi Arabia as part of that, and UAE from February 2027. This is because due to EU laws, we're getting a new Switch 2 from autumn this year. The Switch 2 will have a replaceable battery. Joy-Con 2s will get changed. They're going to have replaceable batteries. The Pro controller, the GameCube controller, the N64 controller. They're coming at different points. So it's the Switch 2 in autumn, and I believe it's Joy-Con 2 in the red and blue. Getting the thing. They're going to discontinue not just Switch 1, like the SNES and the Mega Drive controllers and the Pokemon Go controller from February next year. So the Switch 1 is coming to an end, at least in Europe, and like I said, others if you were for countries in February, and we're getting these revisions and stuff like that. Obviously, the price increase goes up September, and obviously autumn and stuff. So I'm guessing if you have to put 2 and 2 together, we're going to get the Switch 2 replaceable battery edition around September, and that's going to be that. So what's your thoughts, Dave?
Well, yeah, it's law, isn't it? So I think from next summer they have to do it. I believe phones will also go back to having rechargeable batteries.
Apparently Apple are not fans of that.
I didn't think they would be, because obviously they have to offer the replacements. My question is, I'm surprised that PlayStation DualSense we haven't heard anything about that yet, because you'd imagine.
Xbox controllers you can place.
Xbox players have already, so they're obviously Xbox has always been the good guys, as me and Craig have said for years. But I think it's actually quite cool because if, for example, Mr. Craig Warren, in his infinite handsome wisdom, has not bought a Pro Controller 2 yet. So I would imagine when they do one with a replaceable battery, this would be an even better time to get it. So if it breaks, you can get the battery again. So. Because they are really nice controllers, Pengi. I will say, I am a big fan of the Switch 2
controllers. What I'm hoping now is once we've got these revisions and stuff, we actually get some special editions apart from just the Resident Evil one. And it's like, okay, that's why I'm not getting a Splatoon Raiders special edition Pro controller, because the battery and stuff like that. Okay, they're going to come out for Ocarina of Time, a gold one or something like that, where the battery is changeable. And the only other thing I thought was obviously on the Wii U chase the battery on the back of it, and Nintendo officially did a bigger one.
I installed it. It was great.
Third parties are going to do bigger batteries, aren't they? So your Switch 2 can now last for 20 hours or whatever handheld, because put this massive battery on the back of it, like back on the Game Boy Advance.
Right.
All I'm trying to figure out here, boys, is why is the EU in this?
Why is what?
Why has the EU got involved in this?
They do this shit all the time.
They made the law.
Yeah, it's all bloody the EU's really big on consumer laws. It's why iPhones have got USB-C now and all this. They've always been like it, Craigo. Unfortunately. Yeah. They're all about.
God, that wasn't the idea. It was it. When they set the EU up.
When I said earlier, Brazilian government, what we need is the European government on PlayStation's case.
Yeah. Oh, that's weird, isn't it?
Yeah, it's going to happen with obviously everything. So, maybe they stop selling Steam Decks or something. But yeah, the ROG Ally, they're going to have to make one with a battery stuff, and if they make it for us, they're going to do the rest of the world and stuff eventually, and that. So the States will get a Switch 2, can replace the battery.
Not us, Pengi, because we left. But
well, no, it's the same. we get replaceable batteries. That's
Yeah,
what I'm saying, other
we
countries.
still follow EU laws, Craig. We just don't.
Yeah.
We just don't get any of the benefits of the EU. That was
Yeah.
what you all voted for. We
Yeah.
lose all the
Yeah.
benefits, but we
Other
have all the
countries.
problems.
Because I'm pretty
That's
sure Saudi Arabia and the United Arab Emirates are not even in Europe, but they are getting this as well. It's exactly the same that applies for them.
Yeah, they have for games. If my memory serves, they have basically PAL games like Australia does as well. But,
Yeah.
the only good thing is if I'm companies and I'm sensible, take advantage. Make a cheaper controller. Make a DualSense that's £20 cheaper that takes AA batteries. That's what I would do. Right? It's easy money, Craig. You got to buy a battery. Everything costs too much anyway. Like, go nuts.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's the Twitch one, I guess. When do you think, obviously, it's going to stop in the UK, France, Saudi Arabia, and stuff like that? And how long, I guess, Japan is still selling well, but obviously, in like the States, how much longer do you reckon after February next year?
Oh, as soon as they
Switch
stop
one?
selling, that's when they'll go.
Yeah.
A couple more years. Ideally, they'd get more than the PS2, and then they'll stop. I expect if I know Nintendo.
Obviously, that's going to hinder them trying to pass the PS2. Obviously, not selling in the whole of Europe and like the Middle East and that. There's a lot of places you're not now selling
Yeah,
Switch
the
One.
PlayStation would have found another 3 million in a cupboard anyway, wouldn't they? So it doesn't matter.
Yeah, well, Sean Nathan posted the last picture of the last one, didn't he? But yeah, so that was one bit of Nintendo. Splatoon Raiders Direct happened. Anyone that watched it changed their minds that they're getting the game, not getting the game? Craig?
I did watch it. It wasn't that long, was it? If I remember rightly.
About 18 minutes, I think.
Yeah.
What are you doing there, Michael?
Yeah, I know. It was an odd direct because that treehouse that I watched, that I talked about before, actually, sold me on the game a bit more than I wouldn't say it unsold me on the game, but I thought we'd really see kind of the like the mechanics of it and like why we're doing what we're doing and that sort of thing. And it just kind of felt like more like we're just showing like the shooting of the bad guys and that. And it's like I kind of wanted to see a bit more of the like gone and got that thing and that sort of thing. So I came out watching going. Maybe got a bit like Helldiver vibes from it for me because I was like, I was kind of hoping that it's not going to be the Helldivers where you just like remember that bar that went up on Helldiver. You finish your missions, get the bar to go up a bit more, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm not saying that that's going to be what this is. But yeah, I was kind of hoping more to sell me on the why and the how of it all. But yeah, I think it's one that I need to see like it come out, get reviews, and just watch someone play it for like half an hour and be like, okay, that's for me personally.
What about you, Dave?
Yeah, I'd say I was pretty similar to Craig. I watched it and was like, okay, it's interesting. And to be honest with you, there's more information come from the previews that came out about a week later, and I've compared it to games like Monster Hunter. Where there's like
when I watched the direct and the
loot
multiplayer.
stuff. Go on, Pengi.
I was going to say when I was watching the direct and how they were like the multiplayer and it's like you can jump into other people's games to go help and fight a boss. And like, that's just Monster Hunter.
Yeah, and then they did almost like the SOS system, and I was like, that's really cool. But then they were like, you can only a couple of hours or something. I was like, oh, that's like one of the cool parts of Monster Hunter. Why would you restrict that?
Yeah, it was a weird one.
But yeah, it looks like a fun co-op slash single player Splatoon, sort of like the sort of salmon run mode that's in there with like a bit more depth. It for a £41 first party release, I think it looks quite interesting. I'm kind of the same as Craig. As much as I want it, I'd rather wait and see a couple streams of it, and then maybe in between other games, it might be one I pick up. Because it's only £41 even physically on most places. So I don't for that nowadays. That's not too bad for a game, is it? But yeah, for me, it's too close to Halo, which I'll play when that comes out 5 days after. So, but yeah, I think it looks cool. What about you, Pengi?
Yeah, I've got Splatoon Raiders pre-ordered. I've paid less than 40 odd quid because got to get physical. I think I'm paying like £36 for it. So,
Nice.
Yeah, good old Nintendo. because I've been playing that.
You've been saying it for months, Pengi.
Yeah.
Yeah, if we could
Yeah,
if we could pull up the clips of all the times Pengels has said that the Switch 2 was crap and it was mid-tendo. I think there's some apologies needed, Pengi. Did we make? What did we make you do an apology video for? What did we make? We made you do an apology video.
apologise to Sega.
They've not corrected their mistake.
Well, Nintendo only just correcting their mistake. It started maybe with Star Fox. There we go.
It's all a bit suspicious to me, Craigo.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's all the news that we've decided to go through.
Excellent. So let's get to some Craig talking, because my throat's closing up now. So we're going to go with the old tots. It's Craig doing the messy pin. Craigo, take it away.
All right, boys, we've slauntered our way to the end of another quarter, boys. We're halfway through this year already, boys.
It's crazy.
Yep, we're on.
It's actually
And we're sat here in hideous heat, thinking, why don't we all just move to Scotland? That's where we are at this point in our lives, and this point of this year.
Dunfermline.
Yes, indeed. Let's bring us back to our quarterly show that we do, that we've won from Game Master Size, where we do our guessing game, we'll review scores, and just to explain this to the people that have listened through us rabbit on about all sorts, that have somehow got this far. What we do is I give
the chapters things now in Craig.
Yeah.
Skip the news and come straight to this if they want to.
Yeah, absolutely. I give the boys a list of games, and we guess the review scores for these games on the Open Critic. And if Dave was to guess that Planet Roller Coaster Tycoon Ultra Super DX Edition comes out and it gets a 75 and it only gets a 65, then that would be plus 6 points for Dave. And the idea is that you want fewer points at the end of the thing, because it is golf rules. So we do what we always do, boys. We'll start with last quarter, which was Q2, and we'll start Q2 with Replaced Boys, which ended up getting a 77, which we were all quite far off, but Dave was closest with a skeptical 82.
Hell yeah.
Pengi was actually furthest away with an 86. I think he'd played the demo and liked the demo.
Yeah,
Memory served me right.
Yeah, the demo is pretty good.
After that, we had Mouse PI for Hire, which was an 81, which I bob on with 81.
Nice.
But we were all very close to each other because we were only 2 points out from each other. So not a lot gained or lost there. Opus Prism Peak came out. I think I put that in there because Pengi had it on Fantasy. Couldn't tell you what it is. I can tell you it got an 87.
Yep.
Which Pengi was closest. He went 85. Dave, 78. Probably didn't even know what it was or what.
Nope.
I don't assume. After that, boys, we did Tomodachi Life Living the Dream, which got a 79, which is higher than any of us went. But Pengi was closest with 77, so maybe he hasn't been slandering Nintendo this.
That game has sold disgustingly well, by the way. You wait until you see those numbers for the next thing. It is disgustingly. It's like the
and it's all in Japan as well, isn't it?
Yeah. I saw Rhythm Paradise sold like 400,000 in Japan, like the first week.
And then it'll outsell Saros comfortably, by the way. Out comfortably.
Yeah, but you go look at something like Star Fox, and the Star Fox is on Switch 2 only. It's like, oh, it sold like 50,000. Doesn't that mean it's like ridiculous numbers even against own Nintendo stuff.
Huge.
Another game which I think did very well, Pragmata, I believe, and it reviewed very well. I got 86, which is higher than any of us went, but I believed in it the most with an 83, so that's fairly good for me. I think Dave was farthest away with an 80.
Nice.
Too skeptical for the old Capcom. After that, we had Vampire Crawlers. I just put Vampire Crawlers, not the weird subtitle that goes on for 600 syllables. That got an 83. Pengi was spot on with an 83. Well done, Pengi.
Nice. I know my indies.
Yeah, I had that on Fantasy as well, so that was good for me. Kiln came out. It got a 68.
Oh,
boys.
Fucking hell. Wasn't that bad?
I don't know. I'd say it's probably about right. Dave was closest with a 74. I was furthest away with a 76. Yeah. After that, we did Saros Boys, which ended up being an 87, which Dave was spot on for.
How many,
but again,
how many
we were
copies
all...
it sold?
But we were all fairly close, in all honesty. We were all like one out from each other there. After that, we had Mixtape, which finished the quarter on an 86. So it did go down, because at one point it was on like a 92.
Yeah.
Then people actually
But yeah. 86. Dave, furthest away on a 77.
I was too generous from what I've seen of the game.
That cost Dave there, unfortunately for him.
What did I say? For it?
You said 82.
Okay.
I was closest on 85.
Nice.
Forza Horizon 6 got a 91, which actually none of us went 91. So we all lost like points, but me and Pengi lost a point each, and Dave 2. So not too far away there. Coffee Talk Tokyo, which I believe Dave had in Fantasy Critic, got a very good 83. I would say. I was not expecting that game to 83. At one point, I thought I was going to counter pick that game. Glad I didn't, Dave. Glad I didn't.
We say
Dave,
that, but obviously Splatoon could.
Yeah, I know. We'll get to that in a minute. Pengi was closest on 81 for that. Yoshi and the Mysterious Book got an 80 apparently, and Chris Pengelly went the highest and was closest to get again. Dave, maybe Pengi is slandering Nintendo. Maybe it was all a ruse, because he went 77 and that was closest. Dave actually went lowest on his...
slowly turning face over the quarter, I think. That's probably what it was. He's been...
Yeah, he saw the writing on the wall.
Yeah, because obviously Yoshi came out, then Star Fox, then Splatoon. All Nintendo got to do is put games out. And I'm
exclusives, Dave. He just likes exclusives. That's all you need to do. Just say it's exclusive and he'll love it. At this point, I will say... When I was doing the maths, Chris Pengelly had a healthy lead. A very healthy lead. But
it couldn't possibly get worse than this.
But then, Bubsy 4D happened, Chris Pengelly.
Yeah.
Bubsy 4D got a 66. Can you remember what you predicted, Pengi?
I don't know, 77 or something?
80.
Oof, really?
Yeah, plus 14 for Chris Pengelly on Bubsy 4D. He really believed, Dave.
How is Bubsy 3D 4D
4D
bad? 4D.
I don't know, but that's what it got.
It's actually not. People just don't like Bubsy.
Because they put out Demon Tides out this year. It's exactly the same game. It's got 86.
People don't like Bubsy. He's a cat and he's annoying.
It's the same. It's the same.
No, I don't make the rules, Pengi. I don't make the rules. You play it and you tell me that Mixtape's 20 better. Just saying.
Mixtape was better.
That's not a video game though, is it? It's a fucking movie.
Best
Carry on,
game,
Gregor. Don't use the G word.
So Bubsy 4D really did hurt Chris Pengelly there.
What did we give it out of interest?
You went 75, so it did cost you a bit. I went 72, so I went the lowest. I was the closest because I didn't believe enough, but I hadn't played any of the demos or anything. Going off.
I was going to say you hadn't played any of the previous ones. You would have gone a lot lower if you played the previous ones.
Yeah. After that we had Lego Batman, which was an 84, which was spot on for Chris Pengelly.
No.
He went 84, I went 83, Dave went 80.
People really like that game. Like, people were really...
Yeah, I really want to play it.
Yeah,
I want to get it when it comes to Switch.
Yeah, it looks really good. A 007 First Light after that, which ended up being an 87, which is really high, a lot higher than any of us went. The highest out of us was me on an 82. And even that, I think if I remember, I was saying that I was just willing that if anything, but I was way too pessimistic. Got me a lot of points on Fantasy. Great pick for me. I knew it all along. I never doubted it.
It's like me in Assassin's Creed.
Yeah. After that, we had Dench Attack Boys. Did this get delayed out of the quarter?
Delayed.
It's out. Like,
Delayed.
Oh, I didn't realise that at the time until I saw this. I didn't meant to be coming this quarter.
July, I believe it comes out now.
Yeah, the pre-install just went live on Xbox. It's 8 gigs on it.
Yeah. So we can re-predict that in a minute. Then we had a Philion. which was a 66, which Dave actually went highest for a Philion. He went 79, plus 13 for Dave.
It just doesn't make sense.
You've been
to me.
saying all year how bad that...
Yeah, but I always
Yeah, he
think
went
they
79.
review well. Like, mixtapes, not a game, is it? Like, you just walk around, everyone sucks it off. Like, come on.
Yeah.
Real
I don't
games
know.
like Bubsy 4D, though, Craigo. Disgrace.
So,
Who was closest with Aphelion?
Probably. Craigo.
me was 77, I went lowest.
Alright. That's still
You
pretty high.
You went 78.
Alright.
So we're going to the last game, boys. The last
Okay.
game. And at this point, Pengi had squandered his big lead and was trailing by 5.
Oh no.
And he was trailing to me by 5.
Okay. Well, I lost Dave.
Dave, don't worry about poor Dave. Dave's
Yeah,
quarter, right? We'll
make,
get to that in a
I
minute.
make Hail Marys. I don't, I do it for the content.
Yeah. So the last game was Tides of Tomorrow,
Oh, which I played. I did play.
which got a 75.
Yep.
Bear in mind, Pengi's trailing by 5 at this point.
Yeah.
Pengi went 75.
Huge.
Nice. 0 points.
I went 70.
So it's a tie.
Which means for the second time in the Messy Pin history, we have a tie. Me and Pengi have tied,
Does
both
that
on
mean
71.
I win by default? I think that's what it should mean.
No, Dave finished on 87. Bad quarter for Dave.
Not bad. For me, that's alright.
Yeah. But yeah, well done, Chris Pengelly. That's your first win you've had so far.
Nice.
You do share it with me, but
Yeah. Who won that?
sharing is
quarter?
caring.
Was it you,
Pardon?
Craig? Who won that quarter one?
Who won quarter 1? That's a good question.
Yeah, it was
And
Craig. It wouldn't be me. I don't win. I'm here for the content.
was
I'll tell
me.
you this.
yeah, it was me.
So Craig's on 2 points. I'm on 1 point. Dave's on no.
I'll win the next 2 quarters.
Yeah.
Don't worry. And then the year.
So I've done the next quarter, boys. I've done the random. Go first. So Dave,
Yes, mate.
give me a number for Dench attack. And if do you want what you said last
What
time?
did I say last time, Krieger?
You said 80 last time.
I'm gonna stick with 80, Krieger.
I'm next. What did I say last time? I said 82 last time. I think I'm going to stick on 82 again. Pengi?
What did I say last time?
84.
What did Dave go? He went the lowest, hadn't he? He went lower than you, didn't he?
So Dave went 80, I went 82.
I'm gonna go for 81 then.
Okay, it's gone down.
I
Gone
think
down,
I
okay.
think it's either gonna be 90 or like 77. So I think 80 is probably safe.
Yeah.
People either gonna love it or they're not.
I
That's
really
fine.
like the demo, but I really like the demo of Replace. That's
Yeah.
not the
It's true.
Yeah.
It's very true.
Can't crush Chris Pengelly, apparently.
Uh,
Right, we always snake backwards and forwards, so Pengi, you'll go first now. So give me a number for Splatoon Raiders, please.
Oh, Splatoon Raiders. That is going to get a 83.
Ooh, okay. I need to will this into existence being a bit lower for my fantasy, so I'm going to go 80, but I think that's too low. I think it would do better. Dave?
I think 81.
Well, sorry, 81.
Yeah.
Okay. We will take that. Right, Dave, you are first now for Halo Campaign Evolved. Do you have on fantasy? Dave?
What a tough one. Because I think the original Halo was like a 97 or something, so it's not going to be that. Will it get marked down significantly for the lack of multiplayer?
Yes.
I'm going to say 86.
86. Yeah, I think it probably will get. I think the game that's called Campaign Evolved will get a multiplayer, weirdly. Makes not a lot of sense.
No, I just think, I'm
but
trying
I
to
think
think
it will
of the
happen.
IGN shenanigans, right?
Yeah.
And that's what they'll do.
Yeah. The Campaign Evolved with no multiplayer. Dare it. I'm gonna go.
It's alright for Last of Us though, Craig, just saying.
85.
Ooh.
Pengi?
80.
Oh, I think that's low.
80,
I think
okay.
that's very low.
Pengi, Beast
Yeah.
of Reincarnation. This could be anything.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, this could be anything. So the Pokemon Company, oh gosh, sorry, Game Freak. So Game Freak is spending all their budget on this game that they have, so from looks of it. But then will it actually be any good? Because most of the games that aren't Pokemon, they normally aren't that actually that good. Let's go for a flat 80.
Okay. I feel like the previews heard of this, they've liked this though.
Hmm.
So does this... I think I'm going to get higher than... How much higher? I'll go... 84. Dave?
81.
Yeah, I think that's probably sensible. Right, Dave, you going first now for Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls.
PlayStation exclusive, Marvel licensed Arc Systems fighting game. I'm going to go 85.
Yeah, I think you're probably somewhere in the ballpark, right? I'll go 86 there, I think. Pengi?
I would say 87 then.
87. Okay, right. Pengi. Resonance, A Plague Tale Legacy, please.
Let's go for 80 again.
I worry a little bit for the game. I worry it's going to be a bit middling. How middling, though? I'm going to go 75. Dave?
79.
Yeah.
I'd love to be pleasantly surprised and it'd be 86, but we'll see.
Oh yeah, I would as well, absolutely. Dave, Orbitals, please.
89.
Oof. Oof.
Unless it is literally broken, I think people are going to eat that shit up, Gregor.
I've not watched any of the previews, but there are previews of it out there now, right?
People are pretty excited. I think
yeah, people have played it.
Yeah, it's one of those that it's in the midst of other games, and even I'm like, 35 for a physical, I'm tempted, but I think it will do really well.
I'm gonna go 86. Pengi?
I will go... Let's go 85.
85, okay, right. Poor, this is a hard one. Pengi, The Blood of Dawnwalker.
Oh, I've got this on fantasy, haven't I?
You do, and I think Dave has it counterpicked.
I want it to do well, but every time I see it now, it does look a bit iffy. But it is from the Witcher devs, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
82.
Okay. Oh, I don't think that's... I think that could be in the ballpark, actually, Pengi.
Because I've said that. I think the most thing to compare it to would be Crimson Desert. That feels the nearest to it. And obviously that did not... That scored 79, didn't it, I think?
God. I'm gonna go... 80. Dave?
77.
Okay. Davey? Capcom have been on a bit of a roll. You went lowest for Pragmata. Onimusha Way of the Sword.
83.
83. Ooh, I have no idea what was. Sorry. People really like Capcom at the moment, though, don't they?
Yep. We love Capcom.
I'm going to go 86. Pengi?
88.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Fitting, Chris Pengelly goes first for Marvel's Wolverine.
It's a PlayStation exclusive.
Is this your number one, the number one pick on the Saves Free draft,
Yeah,
I think?
One pick. Okay. Are people maybe getting fed up with the third-person narrative games, obviously?
No!
And obviously, like, the digital stuff shouldn't really, come into effect, but obviously people are down on PlayStation at the moment. And then obviously you're saying like games media and stuff, obviously they're the ones that are down, obviously, on all that. I don't think it's going to pass 90. I'm going to go 89.
89, okay. I think this looked really, really good. But again, I don't think it's going to be more than 90. Dave?
What did you say, Craig? You broke up.
Sorry, so I went 88 and Chris has gone 89.
I think 85.
85.
I think it's going to suffer from a lot of similar games in and around it, as well as the fatigue. It'll still not get less than 80 though. That would be a catastrophe for PlayStation if it did.
Right, Davey.
Mhm.
Fire Emblem Fortune's Weave, please.
87.
I think that's a good number, Dave. I think you said a good number there. I'll go. I've got this on fantasy as well, don't I? I'll go. God, mate, do I go higher? I feel like they've put a lot of effort into those cinematics, and that look really good.
What do Free Houses get?
I'll go 89. Pengi?
89. What did Dave say? Did he say 85?
87 and 89 have gone.
89 is what Free Houses got.
I'm gonna have to go I'm gonna have to go 88 then, aren't I?
88,
I think
okay.
this could be the Nintendo game that does break 90. It just depends if it's what it looks like. The 3 characters will go one or two ways. I think that's the best way to put it, right, Pengi?
Yeah, because they've been putting stuff up on the Japanese X account and stuff like that, and like the companion guy for the Alucard looking dude, it reminds people of Hubert from Edelgard's storyline, Free Houses and stuff like that. And they got like some Brazilian looking girl and stuff with them as well.
It's going to be
really
Craig's favourite character, I can tell you that right now.
Yeah, but she's like a Brazilian Hatsune Miku, and then you got these two like Dracula
Craig's going to be picking his characters based on T and A, if you know what I mean. That's what my
absolutely.
Oh yeah.
That's how all decisions should be made.
You're right.
Right. Hengels going first for Trails in the Sky, second chapter.
Oh, that's they always score high 80s, don't they? 86.
86. I took this on fantasy really, because I remember the first one got Dave like 90 or something like that on fantasy. Yeah. So I thought I needed to take that away from Dave early. Is it going to do the same again? I don't know. I'll go 88. Dave?
So what have you boys gone so far?
86 and 88.
So if my memory serves me, second chapter is like the second best story of the whole franchise. So it could probably break 90. I'm going to go in between you both, I think. Which is what, 86 or 87, whichever you said.
87 it would be.
I fully would not be surprised if we read 93 when this comes out.
Well, that's what I hope for fantasy, Davey.
Yeah, it's very good.
Back to Dave, and one that he has on fan. Control Resonant, please, Dave.
Oh, what a tough one. 85, Krieger.
85. This is the one that you feel like we could be getting Senga's ad. Just it did not release, right? Because they.
I think it's going to be released. That's the problem, and it's going to make Saros maybe look like a success.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the one that's either going to be that game that people are really fed up of reviewing hack and slash games, so it gets like a 70, or it's the best one of the bunch and it gets a 90. It could be anything. It really could.
I'm going to go high. I'm going to go 89.
It's a lot of
Pengi?
Finnish faith.
I'm going to go. I'm going to have to go 88, aren't I?
You're going to have to.
There's not many games break 90 because there's only at the moment there's only 1, 2, 3, 4 games this year halfway that have broke over 90.
Yeah, and some of those aren't even really games, are
What you say? Meaning the Hollow Knight's not a game?
they? No, I'm thinking Lost and Found Co.
Yeah, that was a game.
The fuck was
That
Lost
is
and
a
Or-
game.
Or Schrodinger's Cool. I'm thinking those two aren't really games.
Ringer's cool, but
We
yeah,
got to stop making games, haven't we?
there's only 4 games over 90. That's Ringer's cool, Lost and Found, Forza Horizon 6, and Meaning the Hollow.
Yeah, so it's only two, because only two of those are real games.
Horizon, and that's still not going to get a nomination for Game of the Year.
No. But anyway, Chris Pengelly, Silent Hill Townfall.
Ooh. Oh, this is a real tricky one. In there.
It is.
Because Silent Hill games have done pretty well recently.
They have.
Well,
It's not in Silent Hill, but obviously neither is F and neither is 4, so I don't know if it makes a difference. It's not in Made in Japan, though. The last time we've had one outside Made in Japan, they've been awful. But the studio makes decent-ish horror games and stuff. First person, not third person. I don't know if that put Silent Hill people off as well. I'm gonna go for 79.
79. Okay. That is the lowest you've gone so far, Pengi.
Yeah.
I feel like every time these Silent Hill games, they start coming back again from Konami. Every time we go, they could not be very good, and then they've always done better than we thought they. So I'm
But
like,
this- I was gonna say
I'm
this
sat.
Blooper made Silent Hill 2 remakes. That was not Japan, but obviously they were basing it on one of the best games ever made, so that kind of helps.
Yeah, so I'm sat there thinking 79 could be a good shout, but then that's. Should I go higher than that just because I would have gone, if I was predicting what Silent Hill F got, I would have gone low. So, I'll go 81. Dave?
73.
70.
Looks like absolute dross. They've just chucked a Silent Hill name on.
So, Dave,
Mm-hmm.
you first. Warhammer 40,000 Dawn of War 4?
Yes, that's correct.
A flat 80.
Flat 80. I have no idea. I don't really even know what this is. I'm going to go 79. Pengi?
86.
They
86,
vary
Pengi
so massively in scores, that series. It could be anything from high 60s to low 90s. So I've just gone safe in the middle.
I got on Fantasy, I believe, for everything I've seen of it, and they're saying it's like Dawn of War 2, and Dawn of War 2 is like the best reviewed one.
First one's the best
It
one.
is, though.
The
It
first
is,
one's the
yeah,
best
it's the
one.
best reviewed one, I'm
Yeah,
saying. I didn't say that's, yeah, so. So many points.
Right, Pengi,
Yes.
give me a number for Big Walk.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Now, this really could be a game that's anything. This game looks not very good and could be like a 50 or something.
Yeah.
But then it's also a game that is going to be on Plus, so everyone can play it. Streamers are going to play it, but then streamers aren't reviewing it. But then reviews are going to be like, "Oh, it's such a fun game to play with my friends and make weird noises to tell them what to do and stuff." I'm just going to go for 70 because I have not a Scooby Doo really.
70. I like to throw in these ones that's hard to say.
And if it's suddenly a 90 rated game, I lose 20 points, or a 50 rated game, I lose 20 points. That is my 1 point here.
I think Pengi could be somewhere near the money. I'll 5. Dave?
Sorry, Craig, you broke up again. What did you say?
I went 75. I think
That's
Pengi's
exactly
somewhere
what
near
I
the
was
money.
going to do, so I'm going to go 74.
74. And then the last one, Dave, and I thought this was fitting to finish on. The Sinking City 2, please.
Fucking hell, not a Scooby-Doo. 70... 75.
75, that's probably a good shout. Oh god. I feel like Lovecraftian stuff always scores better, right? People really love that shit. I'll go 77. Pengi, you're the Sinking City expert.
69.
Hell yeah.
Oof, okay.
The sex number. That's what I like to hear.
Yeah. Right, and that's the quarter, boys. We will check back at the end of September, see how we all got on.
Excellent stuff. Wow, I'm already waiting with bated breath, Grego.
Good.
Right, well, we'll end the show on what we've been buying and playing. I'm going to go first because my whole body wishes for death at this point. In terms of purchases, Craigo, I bought a PlayStation 2. It was £27. It's the silver one I've always wanted. She's a pretty girl. The games I got with it were The Getaway, which I've never played. I played the demo. I've never played beyond that. Final Fantasy 12, which I've also never played beyond the demo. And Gran Turismo 3, which I have played and I love. I think all the 3 games on the console cost me about £37. Got component cables. It looks lovely on my TV. Kind of miss the noise. We turn the PS2 on, it does that PS2 noise, and you go, oh, fucking hell. Oh, I'm 12 again. It was great stuff. But yeah, I haven't played too much on it yet. I've went away and I've been sick, so I just haven't really been playing that. My only other pickup was I picked up a physical copy of Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, boys. It was £15. And I've been playing that on the PlayStation 5 and remotely on my Claw. It's okay. I'm a lot further than I was last time. I think I'm 12 hours in. I have a 3-hour stint of fucking retrying the mandatory Queen's Blood games, Pengi? Yes, I did. RNG, what a load of rubbish. But yeah, it's fun. The characters are still the best characters in any Final Fantasy game. The world is still the best world in any Final Fantasy game. So yeah, I look forward to seeing how that goes. And then Craigo, the only other game I've been playing, this is for you, is Kirby and the Forgotten Land plus Starcross World. Which is really really fucking fun. And it's 4K 60. It's great. On Switch 2, I'll lend it to you before I get rid of it, and it was a pretty game anyway, but it is absolutely slick on the Switch 2. So yeah, I'm enjoying that. But that's all I've been playing. So Craig, what have you been buying and playing before we get to the big dog?
I think for me, I can't remember. I bought the Adventures of Elliot this week, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
I've played a bit more Adventures of Elliot. I think I'm about 8 or 9 hours in. I haven't played a huge amount. Been a bit busy with stuff going on. Plus, it's been bloody hot. Prices not. And just the idea of doing anything is. I think it's very good for that like little Switch game. You can just jump in and play a few hours of here and there. Now, and you're not too committed all the time. Reminds me of what's that farming sim game we both? What was that called? Fantasy Life.
Fantasy Life. Aye.
Yeah, it reminds me of that in a way of like saying like I could just play that game for half. But whenever it kind of feels like that. I don't think it's too deep or too like special. That I don't know if it'd be that memorable at the end of the year. I think it's fun for what it is. I did turn it down to normal as well because you are fighting the same enemies a lot in that game. Mm-hmm. Just having it be a little more difficult for the same enemies over and over again. I was like, whack it down to normal. I'm happy with that personally.
Even on normal, it does get a bit difficult towards the end.
Yeah, you definitely some of the boss fights definitely get a bit more difficult as well from what I've played because the first ones even on hard weren't that difficult, whereas I'm like okay, these are actually even on normal I died a couple of times. But yeah, maybe playing on normal is the right choice there. And I think the only other thing I've played this week, boys, is a fair bit more Lunar Abyss. Don't think I've got a huge amount of that game now. I think I've probably played about 8 or 9 hours. The game's phenomenal. I love it. It's such a hidden gem of this year. It's great. It's a shame that it clearly didn't make any money or anything because the studio is obviously dead or dying. But yeah, what they did produce was very high quality. It's very good. I feel it's one which could be in my top 10 come the end because it's very fun. It feels great to play. And even the voice acting and the story and all that, just very, very cool and very, very weird. And I think that's all I've played, David, just because it's just been too bloody hot. Too bloody hot.
It is just too hot for most things, Gregor.
Yeah.
Pengi, what have you been doing?
So played on PlayStation, nothing.
Fuck PlayStation, am I right?
Have we put it
Yeah,
on eBay
yeah.
yet, Pengi?
No, I haven't, because I can still play on Amiga and Wolverine on it. You know.
Get on
later in the
Amiga on the Switch, Pengi. Support a proper company.
Yeah, but it's
Right.
only 30 frames a second.
Just
So,
play it
right.
with one eye open. It's fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's 60 frames ray tracing on the Pro. So yeah. But anyway, I've not played anything on PlayStation. So that's that. On PC, I played one thing on PC. Might surprise you. I played some Battlefield 6 because I had a free week. So I thought it's a free week. Let's see how it runs. That was my main curiosity, because how things run on like the PC is always like I still find so strange and all over the place. It's like, especially if it's Unreal Engine 5, which obviously is like going back to the news of the id Tech stuff, and you know there was rumours Unreal Engine 5. It's like all over. Like you play one indie and it runs like absolute garbage, or you play another indie and it's like this runs like amazing. Obviously they're using, is it the Frostbite engine still in Battlefield 6? Dave?
I'm gonna say maybe, Pengi. I haven't paid too much
Right, we're going to
attention.
go versus Frostbite, but I could be wrong. It's definitely not Unreal. It's like, how's this going to work? It's like Forza uses its own engine, and it's amazing. It's amazing, Dave. I'm playing in native 4K. I didn't have to drop it to 1440p. Playing high settings with some of one of the things I had on Ultra. Obviously, I locked it. It obviously locked at 60 frames because I'm playing on the TV. But if I unclapped it, you could actually see the frame rate was above that. It won run rate. It was actually not quite a fun game for the modes I played. With smaller modes, it's like 32, so 16 versus 16 instead of like the huge big Battlefield sort of thing. But even when there's like big explosions of tanks and stuff like that, no frame drops. So it's like it looks great, it runs well. This is actually pretty fun. Obviously, it's an EA game, so eventually we added to EA Play, and then obviously you can play it through Game Pass and stuff like that. But yes, I was pleasantly surprised how well it, like I said, it ran, and how like I said, it's quite fun. The free weekend didn't have any of the campaign or anything like that sort of thing, but obviously if it came to EA Play, I could play the campaign of that. So that's the PC thing I've dabbled in. Then over on Nintendo Switch, all the rest is Nintendo Switch 2, but this is a Switch 1 game. I played Strange Horticultural. Right, this game I've actually owned since it came out on the Switch. Bought it on the eShop because it reviewed quite well as a PC game, and it reviewed quite well, and I bought it when it came to the eShop. I've never played it. And then Baller on the GNamer forum played it, and he's like, "Oh yeah, Matt, you really like this game. It reminds me, you like Coffee Talk. It's got some of that vibes to it, and it does have a bit of Coffee Talk vibes. Instead of a coffee shop, you're running like a weird occult plant shop, and the customers come to you and they want plants and stuff instead of like coffee, and they talk to you and stuff like that. But I was not a huge fan of it, and it's how I like the setup. So it's definitely a PC game, and it's like, this should have been used with mouse and keyboard so I can pick and select things. I got a little bit called out by Bala because I was like, yeah, it should be great if it used a touchscreen, because I'm playing on Switch 2 and it has that boost mode. It's like, why didn't you turn the boost mode off, and it actually has a touchscreen? I was like, okay, but I would have to Google its touchscreen. Then you're touching it and then you can't actually read what plants or what that you need it. And then also Coffee Talk, the customers are front and center and that, and you see them, but they're stuck in the corner and stuff like that, and you can't really see the customers' thing, and the art style's not great. They made a sequel called Strange Antiquities. Again, it's kind of a cult, and you're saying skulls and stuff like that, where the customer are front and center and stuff like that. I'm not still keen to be it was fine. I already owned it. It was recommended. It took 4 hours to play and finish. I played it all handheld and stuff like that, watching the football and things like that, and a bit of the tennis because that's been on as well. But it's yeah, if I was like hadn't have already bought it, and I've bought it on this recommendation, I would have been slightly more disappointed than I was on it. So there's that from the Switch 1, and then everything else is Switch 2 games. So I think I already bought it last time and might have started it. Adventure of Elliot, the Millennium Tales. I finished it. I've also got the true ending of Adventure of Elliot. It took me 22 hours according to my Switch, but the in-game is 16 hours, and I could have finished it after 9 hours. So it shows you there's a lot of content still if you want to go get that, that true, true ending. It's like 6-7 hours extra stuff that could have missed if I did the Chris Pengi. Like I gone straight to the boss, killed him, and gone. It's done. No, I didn't do that. I went and did more stuff.
Is it worth doing it? Like, is it good content?
Yeah, it's good. Obviously, there's like dungeons that you wouldn't have seen that you now see, and obviously explains more of the story and stuff with Elliot and Faye and like what's happening and stuff like that. It's a little bit. I don't want to spoil it, but obviously you can go get the final boss. Like I said, I was 9 hours in, but they do tell you something, which is like, okay, that makes sense. I gotta go do that instead. But once you've done that, it does. I knew there was another there's a true ending, and it's like, so what do I do now? And it doesn't really tell you the like the third phase, I guess I would call it, to what to do. But it's like the first good ending, because they consider if you go fight the boss right away the bad ending. But like, the first good ending is do this thing that they hint at. And then obviously you got the true ending and stuff like that. So it's like, yeah, it's like sort of thing. So it's like, oh yeah, you gotta try to figure it out yourself, sort of thing. I enjoyed the game. It's one of the better games I've played this year. Sort of thing. But I can see it coming the end of the year. It's obviously like dropping out of my top 10 or whatever. Because obviously there's a lot of games coming. But I definitely enjoyed my 16 or 20 hours, depending on the game save or the Switch time with it, sort of thing. So that was that. Then I actually started Dragon. I don't know why I keep wanting to say Dragon Quest. I don't know why, but Dynasty Warriors Origins.
Just buy Dragon Quest, Pengi. That's what you want to do.
No, so I started my Dynasty Warriors Origins on Switch 2, and this is rough on the Switch 2. God, so you were saying about getting on a mixture on this too. Obviously, we've seen what Resident Evil Pragmata look like. They look pretty decent on the.
Why did you get this on the Switch too?
Because I just did. I can't remember. I traded in something, and I just got. Yeah, they had Dynasty Warriors on the Switch too, so I got it on the Switch too. That's what they had it on.
Because PlayStation sucks now, Pengi. Is that right?
No, this is even before the whole PlayStation thing. Obviously, I got this quite a while ago. Traded in Yoshi, didn't I? I traded in Yoshi and something else, didn't I? And
I guess Pengi, I'll trust you.
I guess it's more like I traded in a Switch 2 game. I'm going to get another Switch 2 game. Oh, let's play Dynasty Warriors. I want that. I've only done the first chapter, and it is actually the hacking and slashing and hanging out with all the characters and that is actually fun. But yeah, you either got a lot 30 frames mode, and I just can't do it. I did like 2 missions in it, and it's like, this is slow, horrible. And it's got an unlocked frame rate. It's playable, and that I've played worse. Like, I didn't remember Monster Hunter Wilds. I thought that was horrendous. That unlocked frame rate on that is not that bad. But then the character models and the graphics, ooh. Because I've been playing a lot of Switch. Like Adventure of Elliot, I never thought this looks bad. Strange Horticulture, I don't like the art style, but it's not like this looks bad, or Yoshi or Star Fox, and things like this. This is like the first game that I thought, oh, this is a bit iffy, sort of thing. Yeah, I've only done chapter 1. I think there's 5 chapters in the game, and I think there's a couple of different endings depending who you side with, or what sort of things do. But I fair play it at that. And then I got a bit of a random pickup here, Craig. So I went out yesterday, and I was looking games and that, and I saw NBA 2K26 on Switch 2 for a tenner brand new.
That is a physical game, I guess.
It was actually a game key card, but that's better than
Oh
nothing.
god.
That is better than nothing. Game key cards are now better than nothing. It is.
It takes it all back, Dave.
Right, I was going to say.
Game key cards are great.
GameCube cards of the future, if anything.
They're not great, but they are better than nothing. I would sooner have something than nothing. Yeah, I started that again yesterday. I started playing this yesterday in the story mode. So it's got loads of different modes, and it's on par with like the PS5 and the Xbox version in terms of modes. Because Switch One versions missing the city story mode thing. So I started that, and you make your character, and you get cutscenes, and you've gone to a high school team, and obviously you're gonna have to play well, and then get drafted to a NBA team, and then you can start your seasons and stuff like that, and have that character in like your teams and draft them and stuff like that. So I have started the story mode of that. So you got that there is obviously the standard NBA, go win the NBA. There's the story mode for the WNBA, I think it's called W, and then obviously win the WNBA. And it's got like their version of Ultimate Team and that. And this is like I was saying about Dragon Dynasty Warriors and stuff like that. Looks like this looks, especially when I'm playing on handheld. I was playing some handheld last night, watching the France game, and I was like, this actually looks really good and stuff like that. They're kind of not upset of what this looks like, and especially like I said, it cost me a tenner. So I'm actually my main game at the moment that I play is NBA 2K26 on the Switch 2. I don't think you ever could have thought I was going to say that, Craig.
How times have changed, though, Dave.
And I had a look. I got the Brooklyn Nets. They're like the worst team, so I got to go win the title with them. And the Golden Valkyries are the worst WNBA team because they're a new franchise. Go win the title with them. So that's the job. That's what we got to do.
There we go.
Yeah. And that's everything from me.
Lovely, Pengi.
Mm-hmm.
Well, boys and girls, if you made it this far, put in what you think about physical games in the below. But thank you for watching. We'll see you next week.
Bye.